Hello everybody and welcome back to Survival Challenge. So I should probably tell you all that we have made two slight changes. So the first change is down to the economy. We were on easy economy to begin with, and I just felt like we were progressing, well, two things. I felt like we were progressing far too fast, and then there was also a comment on one of the videos in regards to it all, which I completely agree with. So we have knocked that up to normal to see what difference this makes. Are we going to be able to get this trailer into here? Let's see what we can sell. £234 worth. Okay, let's take the straps off. That gets us somewhat better in. And then secondly, what I've also done, that's 15,564, which makes you think, how much would we have got on easy economy with that? And then the second thing we have changed is the timescale. I've changed, well, the visual month I should say. I have changed that now so that it's just permanently showing us that it's July. Just I didn't enjoy doing the darker sort of winter, and I am just hoping that you do still get rain in July. So I'm hoping that we still may get that in this series. Right, let's try and push these bits in. Although these bits, they're you get very little for them. I was very upset when I saw how much. So well, it's nothing like when you do oak trees. Let's get them. So 1,345, and we're continuously losing money all the time. So those trees, those trees have come from where we've got our canola field and our wheat field. And I believe now there should only be the big trunk and maybe one more branch from there, and then that area is clear, which does mean that we'll have to buy a stump grinder. So if I do sound a bit different today, I am full of cold at the minute, which is not the greatest of things, but I have to admit, normally I get colds very, very often, you know, all the time, but recently I've started taking some supplements, which have been really good actually. So I'm managing to cope with this cold I have now. I have also, off camera, at the bottom of that field over there, I have dropped some trees over there. So we do need to go in there and try and get those out. I wish I could point, but yeah, the bottom of the, what do we put in there? Soybeans, bottom of the soybean field. So I have sort of roughly gone around the boundary there to try and find where that is, just to work out where we could go when it comes to expanding the field. Uh-oh. How was I managed to... I was able to lift the last one, but obviously not this one. I'm not doing a reverse all the way to the store, or do we just pull it out? I think, what is a stump grinder? Before we do anything, I'll just drop that down like so. What is a stump grinder? Anything in the store? No. Oh, that. How cool's that? You've got that and the piece to go with it. That's not often you see that, is it? Right, what was I? Stump grinder. So let's go down to here. 27,000 just to be able to grind a few stumps out. We do have though. Where is it now? Let me just find it. Interestingly enough, I haven't added it to the series at all. Right, let's get this off here. Come on. I've got it wedged now. I don't know which way for me time to open or close. I can't remember now. But strangely enough, that is now saying that we're better balanced. I don't want to go in the canola field because I will go into there or that barley field. I think I'll cause a bit of damage. Right, considering I can't get this off, I am just going to have to take this to the store, I believe. Well, it did eventually come off, but we were already sort of en route, so we will just try and get this into here now, which, do not be annoying at the final hurdle. There we go. So what is this going to net us? £2,000. So we're slowly building a bit of money up here. So I think if we bob back, we try clean up what's left in that wood, and at least we know then that after that it's just stump grinding. And then once the stump grinding's done, we can then go and extend that field, take that bit out. And then I also think I'm toying with, obviously as I've just said, we're taking some trees down on the boundary of the soybeans field, but where our tent is, I'm half tempted with taking all that down in preparation so that when we go, so we can extend that barley field at some point. And also, whilst we're on here, I need a cultivator. So what we're going to go and do is go to here, cultivators. So this one, 4.2 meters, 4 meters. I reckon this is the one to go for. What does that add? £350. What's that, a weeder? Do we or do we not? Or do we just save? Let's save that. So we're going to buy that, so we've got a cultivator. Because what I may also do as well is look at extending our oat field. But the thing that I don't want to do is I don't want to extend it too much, because I was looking at our land, and without going into that big middle chunk, that I want to leave for building on, we're using pretty much all of it up. So although this is only going to be a very, very small load, what I am thinking of doing is we can also make our drill bigger. So if we take this up to go sell this bit of timber, but take the drill with us, we can then upgrade the drill and fill it with seeds, because we're out of seeds, so we're doing 2 jobs there. We can then possibly leave the timber trailer up there, because we won't need, I just took some canola out there, leave the timber trailer up there because we won't need that for the rest of this episode, I don't think. And then we can bring the cultivator and the drill back, which is also now making me think, do we extend this oat field, which I believe it may be worth doing, just make it slightly bigger, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below, because as I've said before, this is where I'd like to build, and obviously that field will encroach onto where the farmyard is. I'd like to use this as the driveway. It's that, or we put a field down in here. Oh, there's so many options of what we could do. Let's just, considering we're over here, because I would like to also get into some grass work at some point, but the only thing with grass work is if we cut the grass and leave it on the floor, then the grass regrows. I don't want to be leaving it there. Alright, well I think I've decided we're going to go from about here. Just hope we don't, I've taken some soybeans out, that's okay. We're going to go from about here. We will get that bit of grass out when we eventually come to sort the soybean field out, or when we harvest the soybean field. And I think if we follow the edge of the wood along, we'll leave enough of a margin to be able to drive down it if need be. So let's go to about there. Enough of a margin to drive down, and if we go, we're just going to have to play this very much by ear about how far we're going to go here. Let's just put that on cruise control. Let's go into here. So roughly build the yard about there. We can still get down the side of the wood. How far have we gone here? What do we reckon? Maybe let's go to this deadwood tree here. Let's go to there. To be fair, we'd die. I haven't left much of a margin to drive up and down from there. Let's go to here. Let's try and find somewhat of a straight line, which we're possibly on one there. It's also good the way that we're splitting up doing these fields will be very beneficial for the fact that they're all growing at different stages, so we're not doing one thing completely at one time. So right, then I think, do we just go, oh, I don't know now, do we just go all the way up? So I'm not really happy how I've done this field. So I may just have to go into the painting tools to correct it, because this is the sort of line I did half envision that we would go on right at the start, but completely messed that up. So let's now just get a straight line from here. And now I've got a line with my ploughing. I can take out the bit on the left-hand side of that line and then take out this bit behind us, because I do like to try keep everything looking sort of, well, for myself, looking as aesthetically pleasing and as easy to manage. And then what I'm probably going to do as well is down the back on the wood edge, apologies, I am going to make it so then we have a grass field back there, and then that can be what we use for all our animals. But right, let's just get into this painting tool and let's sort out yes, the yard in here. Around this back, I'm going to put this into a grass field. I may even put that into a grass field because it's something or nothing at the minute. But yeah, to here, I just want to get rid of this bit, and this bit. Well, you can't tell me that doesn't look a lot neater now. Then, like I say, we will take a slither. I'll have to find a line somewhere, but take a slither down. But we won't join it right up to this. I think that's big enough for that field there. So let's move to this. Let's throw some straps on, and we'll go get the seed drill. What I would like to have a look at is, do we have placeable hedges? Which is something I haven't really inquired, because that is something that I definitely want to try and put in at some point. Let's go. This is getting very expensive. No, we do. So if we were to go from like there, oh my god. So for here, we'd go like from there to there, then there to there. So just that one part there is going to be £3,500. We are going to have to do this very gradually, because I'd like to bring, I know it's a survival series, but I'd like to bring a bit of character to the map. So first things first, let's get us, because I don't know whether, if we were to do it with the full seed drill, I don't know whether it would erase the seed in it. So we'll do that first before we forget. So here, let's go to the 4 meters. So that's an extra £3,000. Do we want a bigger tank? Is that worth getting? £4,000. If we do this, I don't think it's worth getting that. And I don't get what this... Oh, that's getting quite big. No, we'll keep it like that, but we will get the extra meter. So let's customise £3,000. Thank you very much. So let's attach that back onto the front. Is this where we're not going to be able to get through the sawmill now? So let's go through the sawmill and sell this. So that's £1,500. So it hasn't even paid for the upgrade we've just given ourselves. Another 53. Oopsie. Let's get through this gap. And then, like I say, we'll leave the logging trailer here and we'll put our cultivator on. There is also some seeds here as well. So we'll get that loading with seed. Whilst that's doing that, let's drop that off. Let's keep going. Do we get a full load now, or do we... Well, it's giving us a full load, so that's fine. Let's now go get the cultivator, and we'll go cultivate that bit of an oat field. Well, what was oats, and then I need to try think of an idea of what to put in it. Talk about a quick turnaround. Cultivated, drilled, rolled and sprayed, and we didn't have to put any lime on because we did, if I remember rightly, in the last episode we did do something, we did put some lime on then as a bit of a test. But right, what we need to have a think about is, I don't want to be just making money from the harvest every time, from harvesting. I want to try sort of stretch our wings a little bit. So we've got some chilies and we've got some garlic. So if we go onto here, let's find out when chilies and garlic are at the right time. Okay, so that's today. And we're losing price rather massively. Chilies and garlic. So where is the garlic? That's today as well. Right. So we need to get those sold. But we don't have a flatbed. And we don't have the money for any of them. We don't have the money for any of them. What about in here? Is there any flatbed trailers? Well, that's far too small. It'll do, but it's one of those things. We'll buy it and then just be getting rid of it soon after. That would be good, but too much money. Right, let's just have a look down here. It's not that one. Which one is it? It could be this one. So we've got a small car trailer. That's too small. I don't really want to spend 9,500. Right, well, I think we're just going to have to do this the slow way. So let's drop this off. Let's get the pallet tines, and then we'll just have to take them up we may have to do it 2 at a time, but if we can, we'll get 3. But regardless, if there's only 4 pallets, it'll be 2 trips either way. So let's get these on. Yeah, so it'll be 2 trips with them, and we should hopefully make £3,000 from doing this. So that's one. We'll do the garlics together, and we will do the chilies together. Oh, what about putting them in that trailer? I know it's not the it's not the correct thing to do, but if we can get them all, or at least if I put 2 of them in that trailer, let's have a go at that. Because I want to get another. Well, I've seen the raspberry production, so I'm very interested to get that one, to put that one in. But also, there's so much that I would like to do, because we need a shed, really. That's not going very well. We need a shed to put all our tools away and so on. So I don't think this is going to work now. What's gone on there? Oh no, don't do that. Right, well, we've got one in. £3,500, I reckon. That would be very, very nice. So, ooh, that sold well above market value by the looks of it. And then those 2 there. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't. My maths isn't that good to do that too quickly. But that seems to me like that has been very productive. Right. Whilst we're here, we might as well throw these in. Take these back to the yard, because our sprayer, we have 100 litres left in it, so I'm hoping we may be able to just get all this fired straight into it. Put that there. We have a bag. What? 1 kilo seeds. So basically, in this bag there is nothing. No, don't empty into the trailer. That'd be disastrous. Right, we might as well get this topped up as well, like so, and then we'll get the rest of this put in, and then what I'll probably do is just do this quickly off camera, and then see you all when we get back to the yard. I know one thing, if Red Tractor saw us carrying liquid fertiliser with diesel, I reckon we'd be in a fair amount of trouble with them. But right, let's pull up behind here, and then we can look to try and get this filled up. So I can't remember. Well, you would imagine there'd be 25. Well, there'll be 5-gallon drums of fertiliser, but obviously they won't do that in the game, I don't think, because it would mean that you would be getting very, very little. Right, let's use the diesel to fill the tractor up like so. So that's now done. I'll leave the sprayer over here. I am going to have to start leaving stuff over on this side. So let's put that there. We'll just jump into this. We'll take our mobile explosive device. We'll leave that there for now. We've got some lime there, I think. Let's jump back into here, and we will get this field complete, because then we can get it analysed, and then it's another field to do when we move into the next episode. So the next episode we could look to get this limed and drilled, start bringing it up to standard with all our other fields. So we'll send off those soil samples, and I think it's safe to say that we're going to be predominantly loam. So these are some very good fields. And then, like I say, around the back, oh, the wild boar! Let's go check these out. This is the first episode that I have put the new DLC in. Can we get close without disturbing them? Right, let's see if we can get, if I go like this, let's see if we can get a screenshot of them all. No! Oh, that's so cool. I really like them. I know that it was said that on the Highland Fishing expansion that there was foxes put in there, but I can't say I ever saw them. But let's just, so I have an indication. If we go onto here and then onto painting, do we have, which is sort of the mud, forest leaves, needles, forest ground. There should be just mud, surely. Gravel, onto rock, there we go, mud. I want to try and make a line so when we do put a field along this bottom, obviously it's going to be on a slight angle, but we can, if I was to say go from there, I'm just trying to give myself a bit of a straight line to work off. That's what's there. So I reckon if that went straight along here and then took all this side in here, I reckon that would be the last field to do, because if you look at that, we're soon taking up all the land. We've got this bit here to bring in, which obviously we need a stump grinder before we can do that, and then that will make that one field. And then yeah, this is our tent and whatnots here, so I'm half thinking if we take in all of this, that can go into field, and start moving everything we need over here, because we are going to have to look at some sort of a shed to start putting tools in, which, what's that, 10,000? These are perfect, or at least I think they're perfect, but it's where would we, if we were to put that down, because I'd quite like to, I envision animals coming down here, and I envision this being asphalt, so the house will be, do we put the driveway in first and then build around that? Because it's just amazing once you put a shed like this, how much room it actually takes up. I need to have a proper think about this, because if we get it wrong and it doesn't look the nicest at all, then that'll be very annoying. I do also want to say, just very, very quickly, thank you to everyone who has helped and looked after this channel, because we've just become the YouTube partner, which is amazing, especially with something like Farming Simulator, where if you look at the market of it, it is highly saturated with people putting content out there. So I'm very, very excited and very much appreciate everyone putting in the time to watch these videos. You know, it is, I don't quite know how to put it into words, but I just do really want to say thank you, and especially everyone who comments. You know, there's quite a few of you that do leave comments, and it is, you know, it helps everything all out. Yeah, and in saying that, I do actually have, and I have been keeping this quiet from this channel, but I do actually have another channel which is 2 months old now, I think, and on that channel we have just, as of this morning, that has just become a YouTube partner, which makes me laugh that a channel like this has taken over a year to become a YouTube partner. But then a completely different channel has taken 2 months, which is quite crazy, to be fair. Right, that is now full. I think it may be worth calling that a do for now. And I want to have, and in the interim, I want to have a look at other sheds to see if we can find some cheaper sheds to go in, and look to start moving everything here down to there and start building. Well, anyways, I just want to say thank you very much for watching, not just in this episode but in all episodes, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye for now.